Hi, everybody. It's Danielle Dietrich. I'm here today to talk to you about the December 1st, 2025 updates to the guidance issued by the U.S. Department of Transportation relating to the DBE and ACDBE program. Shout out to the DBEs of America group for posting about this because today is December 2nd, and as of lunchtime today, I hadn't seen the new guidance yet or heard about it. So I think it was just kind of posted quietly. So thank you again to Stephanie Duncan Allen and all those folks at DBE America that try to keep everybody informed. So there was some additional guidance. So I was wrong. I thought that we weren't really going to get any more guidance. We did get some. Some of it's useful, some of it doesn't really answer any questions. So let's talk about what I think most of you are most interested in knowing. First, deadlines. This one made my heart happy because we have been having this conversation. I know I have talked with many of my clients about this. Like, well, there's no goal setting until the recertification process is done in each state. But if they can't set a deadline, how is that going to have an end? So the updated guidance said that there can be a deadline set, but they still have to accept recertifications after that deadline. But once they go through and make decisions on all of the recertifications received by that deadline, that's when they can report to the US DOT that they have completed the recertification process, and the goal setting and disparity studies, all that can move on. We can move on to that step. So that is wonderful news. Very, very happy about that. I saw, was it Oregon? Somebody, I got information from a client this morning. I think it was Oregon, set a deadline of January 16th. So yay, Oregon, yay for other states getting their act together to get through these. I know Massachusetts just sent out an email this morning saying, yeah, we're still working on this with our process and our lawyers. So yeah, that hasn't moved forward, but other states are slowly starting to move forward. So that means if you have not started your personal narrative, get started on it. If you want to work with me, please reach out to me. So what else? What else is going on here? Um, First, obviously, you still need to submit everything. They clarified you got to submit the personal net worth statement along with personal narrative and any supporting documents, including supports to your personal net worth statement. Okay, we kind of knew that, but good to have it reiterated. They talked about what the narrative should cover. They emphasized that you have to draw from experiences living in American society. So that means if you were born in another country and maybe grew up poor there or had some sort of experiences there, it's not going to count. For some of my clients, I've been providing it by way of background because it also shapes their experiences once they got to the US. But that is a clarification. You want to show economic hardship, systemic barriers, or denied opportunity in education, employment, or business. Talk about unequal access to credit, capital, unfavorable terms on those things, exclusion from contracting opportunities, and of course, you can't rely on race or sex, of course, as we knew for sure. Um, and they did state that you don't have to have something in every category. They were clear about that. It is sort of you need to look at everything holistically, your entire story. So again, that kind of tracks with what I've been advising clients. Hey, let's just put anything that we have a good faith statement to make. Let's put it in there because you don't know what's going to resonate with the people reviewing the certifications. Okay, so what's going to happen with certification anniversaries? So annual no change affidavit that just last year in 2024 got changed to the Declaration of Eligibility, that DOE, which was easier because you don't need to have it notarized, so it takes that step away. So people were asking, okay, well, what's going to be our certification anniversary if we're getting recertified? So if you are recertified through the reevaluation process, you are going to use your original annual recertification date. So if you were certified on March 1st of 2020 and you get recertified on, January 1st, 2026, or January 2nd, 2026, then you would use that March 1st as your anniversary. You wouldn't use the January 2nd date. So you'd use your original anniversary, so that would stay the same. They did this to help reduce the administrative burden for UCPs and keep everybody on track, which, yeah, that was also a good move. There was questions as to whether or not recipients need to keep those DBE directories public. And they basically said, up to you. You can keep it live if you want to during the recertification process, or you can take it down. And I've seen, just looking at different states, a mixed bag there. Some have taken it down, some have kept it up. The update also confirmed that nothing really changes for Alaska Native Corporation-owned firms. So that just leaves that in place. It doesn't change anything for them. So moving on then to another interesting thing, and I think they've been hearing this from a lot of clients, a lot of, recipients, and I know that Ohio was particularly in front of this, small business goals being put in place. So they confirmed that recipients, so the state agencies, may implement race and sex neutral, so can't take those into consideration, small business enterprise programs, such as small business set-asides, under existing rules that promote small business participation. So yay, this is great too. So that might offer, a little bit of a Band-Aid here as well. So they also announced they are going to update the declaration of eligibility form, because if you look at the form, it does say that you certify that you are still, presumed to be disadvantaged as a woman or a person of certain backgrounds. So that's going to be updated. They didn't say when, but we'll see. I'll post about it when it does come. So what about companies that applied for certification maybe a few months before the IFR and got denied, and they want to try again? They want to try making this individualized statements. So in that circumstance, they still have to wait the waiting period after their denial. So say that a company was denied DBE certification on September 1st of this year. For most UCPs, they set a waiting period of a year, 12 months. And so that means even though there's the recertification process going on, that company cannot submit right now. They have to wait until September 1st to do that. So that was a clarification that I think was also helpful. And then there was, some talk about, so if there is a DBE on a contract and that DBE is not recertified after the reevaluation takes place, the language was that the recipient must take appropriate action to rectify that. And so the question is, what is appropriate action? And unfortunately, the FAQs don't really give us much information about that. They just say that it must be evaluated on a case-by-case basis and tailored to the situation to discontinue the effect of an unconstitutional certification, and that the DOT might withhold payments. So not very helpful there. There's also some other different things clarifying on certain types of project goals and contracts. I'm not going to get into those here because some of them are pretty niche, but I am going to link down below to the blog post if it is up. If not, I will add it later. I just drafted a blog and sent it to my folks to post. But I kind of go through some of that stuff in a little more detail, as well as some things related to transit vehicle manufacturers and ferry procurements, of which I don't have any clients that actually manufacture vehicles themselves. Parts to vehicles, yes. Vehicles themselves, no. So what should you do? Right now, again, I'm going to encourage y'all to really get moving on those personal narratives. If you haven't already, please reach out to me if you're interested in assistance with that. I am doing that work on a flat fee basis, which includes reviewing your personal net worth statement, especially because, you might think you know what you're doing, that is straightforward, but I would say nearly all of my clients have some sort of mistake on there. And the reason it's important to submit a correct personal net worth statement is, one, you're swearing that it is true and correct. And two, you want to avoid anything to get further attention to you and cause them to dig in and ask you a whole bunch of questions. And that prolongs the experience for you and creates potential issues for you. So you want to do everything correct the first time. So that's why I'm including that. So thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, please like and subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate that a lot. And please feel free to share this with other DBEs and ACDBEs. Thank you.